Hey y'all. All right, y'all. So, I don't know why Christians believe that they can go anywhere and they're okay. If they go to parties or if they go to cabarets or if they're doing something that is going contrary to the will of God, they feel that it's okay. I know I used to be one of those Christians. I used to sit down and I used to watch movies because I love movies. And I would always wonder why, my mom stopped watching movies and, she's saying like, no, y'all shouldn't be watching it. And I'm like, it's a movie, mama. It's just a movie. But it's not just a movie, because in the movies, they're cursing your God out. They're using his name in vain. They're having sex scenes. They're having drunk scenes. They're having fighting scenes. They have people are just murdering people left and right. And once we through with the movie, we go. And I used to love action movies and love movies. So once I get with the movie, I was like, oh wow, that was a good movie. That was a good movie. Not realizing that I'm saying contributing this good movie where God is saying everything that God is saying not to do, they're having in this movie. They're showing in this movie. And then I'm saying, oh yeah, that was a good movie. People going places with friends, cabarets, sitting down, drinking while all the smoking going around, all the partying going around, all the cursing going around. And they're okay with it. They're comfortable in that environment. Something is wrong when you're okay doing things that God says not to do, that God is telling you is going to draw you from him. Something is wrong when you can go places and nobody is uncomfortable and nobody's being convicted from your lifestyle. I know when I started getting closer to Christ and when I would go certain places, people really didn't want me there because they knew my lifestyle and they couldn't be free to be themselves because they felt it was a disrespect to me. So they couldn't wait till I leave. But if you're okay with us going to certain settings and people are okay and love to have you there and they okay to be themselves, and you're not witnessing, you're not drawing them close to Christ, you're not telling them about your testimony to, enlighten them on some things, if somebody's going through something, but you're sitting there and you're enjoying the festivities that God says is a sin against him, something's wrong. So let me tell you what happened. The more I got closer to Christ, the more my heart lined up with Christ. The more I got into my word, the more I prayed, the more I asked God to open up my understanding, the more I started actually living what I was reading. Even that one verse a day, I'm applying it to my life. When I line my heart up with Christ and I start loving the things that Christ loved and I started hating the things that Christ hates, the movies wasn't good for me anymore. They weren't good for me anymore. The places wasn't good for me anymore. It wasn't a good movie to me because in all of it, I'm being convicted. I know I used to watch Power and I was so convicted watching that I had to stop. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But it was another one. I can't think of what the name of it was. They was competing with each other with Taraji P in it. They had some music company. I watched that when it first came out. I can't think of the name of it, but I watched that when it first came out. But my heart was being so convicted of the things that was in there, and everybody was watching it. I said, I can't watch it no more. We would get to work and everybody talking about it. I can't watch it anymore. I literally had to stop watching. It was like, did you see it? I was like, nope, can't watch it no more. I'm grieving the Holy Spirit when I watch that. So God is just not, God is not a respecter person. Really, if it's not good for one Christian to do it, it's really not good for another one to do it. It depends on where you at with your walk with Christ. Because the closer you get with Christ, the more he's going to open up to you and show you these things, the more you're going to feel convicted. If you're, I'm okay, I'm just saved kind of Christian, you're going to do what you want to do. But God ain't pleased with that. He ain't pleased with that. He wants you to get closer to him. That's how your life changed. That's how you become what he wants you to be, more like Christ. Now, if you would not sit or bring Christ to your cabarets with all the drinking, smoking, all the weed going on, and just because it's some friends' party, if you would not sit Christ down in front of your movie that you're watching, you don't need to be watching it. And you know why I say that? Because actually, that's what you're doing. Because when you're saved, the Holy Spirit comes in you. So you're not going to that place by yourself. You're actually going there, and the Holy Spirit is there in you. You're actually sitting down watching it, and the Holy Spirit is there in you. And he gives you warnings. He gives you signs. He gives you convictions that this isn't right. But he never forces you to do anything. It's still your decision. But my suggestion would be to get closer to Christ. Get closer to Christ. Lay aside these weights and these things that so easily beset you. Because if you don't lay aside these weights, then eventually these weights, it's that beset you. You're going to start going backwards. You're not going to start going to the cross. You're going to start going backwards. And that's dangerous because you can actually backslide. So you want to push forward to Christ. When he's convicting you, when he's chastising you on something, don't shrug it off. Listen and turn around, change from what you're doing. Whenever you walk into some place, you're supposed to reflect Christ. And if that means, some people get a little uncomfortable, that's okay. You reflect Christ and draw them to him. Let them see the difference in you from them. All right? Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, it's his will, his way, our faith, and obedience to Christ. Faith Life Journey. You be blessed.